Okay, so what are the 9 benefits of staying stuck? So it's really funny. Britt goes into the idea that I talk about all the time. When I ever get a chance to talk about the brain, I'm in hog heaven, right, Matt? I love to talk about the brain. And so remember, the brain, in order to change, the brain has to use the prefrontal energy in the prefrontal cortex that normally isn't used. So the body needs more energy, and the basal ganglia is what keeps us from moving, and so in homeostasis, and so it conserves energy in the body. It also preserves the image we have of ourselves. We don't have to change that, because guess what? If we try something new and we're not successful, then we have a different way of looking at our image, which is part of risk management as well. If we move forward and we're not successful, then the risk worth it? Then we have control. We're in control because we know what stuck is. We numb from the pain of moving. And it's really interesting, because I had a client that was trying to leave a relationship. And when I really was moving with her and asking her questions about it, I said, so why do you think you really don't want to leave the relationship? And she said, I don't like the feeling I get in my stomach. And so staying in this relationship avoids that feeling, that pain numbing. And Dreikers, a psychologist from back in the day, says a kid would rather have a soggy potato chip rather than no potato chip at all. So we know what the potato chip tastes like, right? And if we don't have anything, then we have pain. It's familiar. One of the things that I've been exploring this year in my own body of work is toxic familiarity. Even though something might be toxic to us, we tend to stay in it because it's familiar. You know, the bird in the hand versus the bird in the bush, we've got all kinds of sayings about how we want to stay with familiarity. It's safer. You know, again, no risk. We know what we've got and we can handle it. And I even think about the Gay Hendricks book on the Big Leap. And then he talks about the zone of excellence versus the zone of genius, and why people don't move into the zone of genius. And that's because it's safe in the zone of excellence. We're good, we get a good salary, we have a good family, we have the things we want in our life. You know, going for more creates an idea of maybe we don't have safety. Again, using that same example, financial security. We don't take a risk that would lessen our ability to have that financial security. When you think about people's unwillingness to leave roles, even though they're toxic. And then again, I already brought this up, but the relationship equilibrium. It's amazing how many times I'll ask clients, are you ready for this to change your relationship? Because the idea is when I shift, the relationship shifts. That can be work relationships, that can be personal relationships. But when people start to shift and out of stuckness, then it can create relationship problems. There's all kinds of stories about in personal relationships when people lose weight. And it's offsetting for the other partner. When people are promoted at work, all of a sudden their friends start to change in some situations. And so it's easier to stay where we are than to move forward.